NLNers, it's Lacey. We're going to get started and do live feed for our Mason City meeting. We're talking about the digestive system today, so tune in. If you have any questions, just drop them below in the comments and I'll get to them later after the meeting. So, all right. How was everybody's week? Weeks for some of you since I've seen you. It's been weeks for quite a few of you. How's it going? Anything you're struggling with or doing well with, or aha moments? I always love aha moments.
Just preparation.
Struggling with prep?
That is big.
Yeah, for sure. It's a game changer, make or break kind of thing if you don't prep. Yeah, if you have protein ready, that's I think 75%. At least for me. You know, you can usually scrounge out something for fruits or vegetables, usually. I mean, unless you haven't been to the store. But you sure can't rush a chicken breast when you're hungry, or make some eggs get to boiling when you're hungry.
Right.
So.
Or scooting off to work, you know, you're already late for work.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh.
Yeah.
I don't have, you know, I don't have chicken, I don't have anything in the freezer even.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, who has some things that have helped them as far as prepping goes? What do you got for tips?
I've been making those fruit milk muffins just about every week.
Yeah.
To me, that's kind of like a treat too.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm getting tired after buildings.
Yeah, and they're nice and balanced, which is what I love. And they're yummy.
Yeah.
Shakes are huge. Or on the run.
I tried the fruit milk muffins once, and maybe I didn't do something right because I didn't think they tasted good at all.
I've been making them instead of putting like chunks of fruit in, I've been putting like mashed banana.
Yeah.
In fact, the last two I've done half banana and half zucchini.
Oh, okay.
Which makes them really moist.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I might drop a couple of blueberries on top just to
Yeah.
get a couple bites of fruit. But I really like it with the banana.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I think that one,
Yeah. 2 cups of
fruit, oh yeah, you could do fruit.
First time I made it.
I think banana is the best way. I always squirt in a bunch of lemon juice too. For some reason, I did that once. I was like, wonder how that would be. And for some reason, they just taste extra good with that lemon juice in there. I don't even measure.
I did that with the egg white muffins. I did half banana, half strawberry, and I put lime juice in it. And they're
Really?
good. Yeah.
I don't know what it does to it, why it would be.
And I
It's
actually
weird.
make mine in the mini muffin thing.
Oh, do ya?
And then I do 2 muffins per one big one.
Mm-hmm.
I think they cook more
Cook a little better. Yeah.
But
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think muffins are so handy. Yeah. Did you grind the flour or grind the oats?
Mm-hmm, I did.
Okay.
So I don't know if I didn't put enough like spices, you know, the
Oh, maybe.
cinnamon and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It just, because I first tried them kind of cold. I mean, I took them out of the fridge and
Uh-huh.
they were somewhat room temperature, and I thought, ooh, that's like, I
Yeah.
had to like choke it down.
Yeah,
'cause
they're
I'm
better
like, oh,
warm.
This is not good. So then I warmed
Yeah.
them up a little bit, and I put a little bit of cinnamon, but it still, there was just something about it that it just,
Huh. Well, you
I
got
don't know, it just,
a few tips now you can
yeah, I'll try them again.
try. But yeah, I like them the best with the mashed banana too.
Okay, I'll try that.
Yeah.
Give it another shot.
Yeah.
Somebody else told me about the pineapple coconut.
Yeah.
muffins.
Tons of them, especially in the Garner group.
Yeah, they're just like, these are.
One of them says, "Well, I've based my weight loss on those pineapple coconut muffins." I'm like, okay. And she said, because I've never made them. I don't like coconut, and so this whole thing came up about how big of the can of the pineapple. I said, okay, let me calculate it again, and it really wasn't a whole lot of difference. So I was like, okay, you can use the 15 ounce. And Pat said, no, do not. It'll be too much. Yeah, so the 8 ounce is plenty. I think there were so many different feeds of that going. I tried to just use 8 ounces, but I don't eat coconut, so I haven't tried them. But a lot of people like those.
Zucchini ones are good too.
Yeah, yeah. That's the nice thing about those shake mixes. You can do shakes, you can do muffins with them, the protein bars. I like to take a scoop of chocolate, put in a little bit of water with it so it's like pudding consistency, and then I'll do like some peanut butter on the top of it, just because I like peanut butter. And it's like eating brownie batter or chocolate pudding, you know, but it's balanced and it fixes my sweet tooth. It's not necessarily an on-the-go thing, but
Right.
just a nice little treat, you know. I've been doing that.
Put a little bit of the PB too in my chocolate shake.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't take much. to
It
taste
doesn't,
It tastes
nope.
like a peanut butter cup.
Right.
And I love raspberries and vanilla.
Oh,
Just
that
take
is
one full
good.
raspberries and it
Oh,
just makes
yeah.
a big difference.
And blueberries too.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yummy. Yeah.
I also this a lot, when I go on Pinterest and I look for like dry rub recipes or
Yes.
homemade seasoning recipes, and then if there's a in it or something in it that isn't plain, I just leave it out, and I've gotten a lot. I have like a dry ranch recipe, I have a barbecue recipe, I have quite a few of them that we use.
Yeah. You should throw them in the Facebook
I
group.
will again.
Yeah.
Because they're good. I even had a chai, like a chai, that I tried in the shake. and
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just nice to mix it up so you're not eating yucky, bland diet food. We'll never stick to this if that's what we're eating, you know. Grilling season's coming to an end. I wish we could stockpile with frozen grilled stuff, you know, because it's just not the same
I
out of the
also
oven.
bought a rotisserie when we first
Oh,
started,
yeah.
and we used that a ton at the beginning. We haven't used it as much lately because it gets so hot. But
Yeah.
in the winter, we were using it a ton. It comes with a basket, and we just put all of our chicken breasts in there and
Yeah.
go.
Yummy. You know what I do with my rotisserie if I want to use it in the summer? I put it in the garage. Yeah, cook in the garage. So I don't have to heat up the house.
We don't want them to smell their house.
The chickens, you're cooking chicken in the chicken's house. Oh, that's funny. Sorry. Yeah, so I think prep is always a main struggle for people. If you get behind, then you're playing catch up. For sure. What else? Anything else you're struggling with or doing really well with that you want to share?
Finding time to exercise.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, YouTube is always a good resource. You can search for a quick little hit. That's why I like the hit, 10, 11, 12 minutes and you're done. Walk Away the Pounds is good too. There's quite a few that are on YouTube. Half an hour is tops 45 minutes, I think, for most of those Walk Away the Pounds.
You can download an app called the 7-Minute Workout.
Oh, yeah.
It's a HIIT workout basically, and you can repeat it as many times as you want to get a full workout, but it's just like 7-minute increments of a HIIT program.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
7 minutes,
yeah.
If you can't make time for that, what are you making time for? You could do it during the commercials, really, if you were watching. I think that's about how long a commercial break is. 7 minutes or something, if you watch TV, I suppose, in the evening. Yeah, that's good stuff. Anything else? Well, we'll go over detox at the end with you, get you going, so you're not like, So you're kind of coming in at the tail end, but that's okay. You'll still get all this. So we're going to talk about the digestive system, optimizing your digestive system. So most of the time people say you are what you eat, but I want you to think about it in a different way. You are what you metabolize. Because it doesn't matter how much you exercise or how clean you're eating, if your body's not metabolizing and breaking that stuff down the way that it should, your results aren't going to be the same. So the purpose of the digestive system is your body needs these 6 essential nutrients So you've got macronutrients and micro. Does anybody want to take a stab at what the 3 macronutrients would be that your body needs? Pretty easy.
Protein, fat, and carbs.
Right. So those are the macronutrients. They provide the body with energy. And then you have micronutrients, which are vitamins, minerals, and water. They don't provide the body with any energy, but they are still necessary for all the body's functions. So the sole purpose of the digestive system is everything that you eat and drink, your body's going to break it down to its simplest form and use it. That includes foods and then water for hydration. So protein gets broken down into amino acids. That's the building blocks of muscle. Carbohydrates get broken down to glucose, and then fat gets broken down into the fatty acids. So with vitamins and minerals and water, then your body will just use what it needs for energy and then flushes the rest. So our bodies are pretty complex, but really it's pretty simple what we're doing. So then there's 2 types of digestion. You've got mechanical and chemical. So mechanical is anything that's breaking down into smaller pieces. Teeth, esophagus, your stomach, your smooth muscle, all of that is physically breaking those pieces down into smaller. And then the chemical is your acids, your enzymes, like the mouth has your breaks down the carbs, those enzymes in it, your stomach, small intestines, all that has the chemical side of digestion. So the goal again is to break into the 6 essential nutrients into the simplest form, because we want energy. But body is always thinking in terms of energy. So we all know where it starts and where it ends. Oral cavity, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, and then the pancreas is where the blood sugar control starts. That pancreas controls whether we're dumping insulin in to lower and all of that. The gallbladder is going to release the bile. That's going to break down your fatty acids. Your liver processes what will be used for energy. And then whatever's not used, the rest goes through. Liver is 99% of everything that goes through the mouth goes through your liver. So to me, that's interesting. I mean, a lot of stuff you would think a lot of things would get broken down and done whatever with before, but the liver takes in a lot. It's compared to the clearinghouse. I would call it the clearinghouse of your body. And then your kidneys are like a pasta filter. Tells your body what to hold and release for fluid and keeps the good and gets rid of the bad. So it all starts with the mouth to break stuff down, get those 6 essential nutrients that we need. So then your chemicals are also known as enzymes. Your mouth has got the amylase. It's in your saliva. So that's why when we say, if you're going to do a PFC and you really want to maximize it, don't start with your carbs, because it's going to break down right as soon as it gets into your saliva. That's just how our body's made. That's where that enzyme is for the sugars. So protein first. If it's all mixed together, that's okay. But protein first, because it breaks down in the stomach. It's going to slow the release of that hydrochloric acid, which starts to just break everything down. And then fat next, because that's broken down in your small intestine. That's going to start to slow the digestion of everything that's going in there. And then your carbs last, because once they go in your mouth, that's going to start with that spike of that sugar. So your stomach is also mechanical, but it's got the chemical too. So your pepsin, gastric juice, hydrochloric acid, all that works to break down the proteins. And then your small intestine has chemical digestion of the carbs, proteins, lipids, and all of that just keeps on going. So the small soluble nutrients, which are sugars, amino acids, fatty acids, all of that are absorbed now right there in the small intestine. So like when you talk chemicals like lactose, it's broken down by lactase. So if people are lactose intolerant, it's because they're deficient. They can't break down that lactase or lactose. It's missing. So that's why the Zenfuse is good for those people. Usually, they'll say, well, I think I might be lactose intolerant. But the Zen is, it's got most of the the lactose taken out. 99% of it is taken out. So there usually seems to be a greater tolerance for that. So we must feed ourselves correctly so that our system can function correctly. And then, so a lot of times people want to know, why do we use products, when we're trying to get our digestive system to work optimally? Just like a chain, if you think about a chain and you're trying to lock your bike up with it, but if you've got one piece that's kinked sideways, that whole chain is not going to work. You're not going to get it to go. So we want each piece to be working correctly. So the Fuse, which is the shakes, are just, the main focus is the blood sugar stabilization. Whey and protein micellar casein. The whey feeds the body faster and absorbs faster. That's the type of protein. And then the micellar casein is absorbed slower. So the combo of those two proteins is just good to keep that blood sugar nice and balanced. The probiotics in the Fuse are the live bacteria. So if you can picture that large intestine, and all that stuff is moving through there, that live bacteria goes in and keeps it moving. That helps with constipation. A lot of times people, if they struggle with constipation, probiotics is the first thing. So Fuse is full of those, which is nice. And then fiber in those Fuse shakes slows that rate of digestion, helps your blood sugar, adds bulk to your bowels so that they can keep moving and they don't get stopped up. So all of that combined with 21 grams of protein, 14 carbs, and only 6 grams of sugar. A lot of times shakes on the market have too much sugar in them to make them taste better. And then that a lot of times will cause that gastric emptying. And so when you have that, you're not going to be feeling full. So they make a great gap filler, like we talked about when you're running. We're all so busy that those shakes are super nice to have. Keep you satisfied and just optimize that digestive system. And then the Prime, I know a lot of you have taken that Prime. That's full of those digestive enzymes, so that gives your body that nice oil change. We want to do that about 4 times a year. Because remember that liver is the clearinghouse for your body. 99% of everything goes in your mouth, goes through your liver. So clean it out. Just like when you get an oil change, you don't put in new oil but not change the filter. We're going to change the filter in essence. So, and then the kidneys too, we want to clean those out good, get them running the right way. The shape is good with your hunger. It's going to balance the hormone leptin that tells you that you're full or not hungry. And so when your leptin is off, you may struggle with an imbalance and feel hungry when you're not really hungry. And then one of the nice things about Shape is it doesn't have the negative effects that like normal thermogenic fat burners have, where you get like the jittery, you just don't feel right. So there's always a reason for all these products, and so it's kind of nice to break it down to match what your digestive system is doing with what the products are going to do for your system. So, and it just helps to permanently reprogram that metabolism, because we want to be what we metabolize, and we want to metabolize it all. So, yeah. Any questions? Anything you're curious about? You guys are always so full of questions. All right. Well, you guys are doing good. We got some dish events coming up, so check that out. The 13th, I think, is the next one. So try to get in, that helps with planning, try to get into one of those. We got some good stuff in there. Probably do a potluck pretty soon. We got a lot of people heading into their last 8 weeks. I shouldn't say last, but reaching that 8 weeks part. And we got to celebrate all the success that you guys are having. So we'll do that. And hopefully Tuesdays will work for most everybody. I think it sounded like it was going to help a lot of people get here a little bit better. So, yeah, you're free to go.